Hey, welcome back to Rapid Flow. My name's Eric, and today I'm very happy to announce that Zensphere V2 is out. On this video, I'm going to show you everything that's new, and the first thing I want to show you right off the bat is check this out. This sidechain is built right into the synth. So one of the things we've changed is that now you can go in and draw in a sidechain curve right here, and you can also lock it to your tempo or re-trigger based off the notes that it's getting. There's a lot of other cool things coming up. Let's dive in. All right, let me show you what's changed, and let me start with one of the coolest things. Check out what happens when I add mod wheel to this. Bring back the kick. Now, I know this is really quite simple, but I'm so shocked. No one has made this before, to my knowledge, on a synth. Just a very easy way to sidechain anything coming out of a synth. What we've done is we've hard-coded mod wheel to always send your patch into this sidechain if you want. And there's two ways that this can work. You can either set sidechain lock for it to lock to your DAW, or it can re-trigger every time it gets notes. Which, especially with delays and stuff, you can do sick things with. As you can see, I'm able to also draw in the curve. So this allows you to draw the curve in such a way that it feels right to the groove of your track. Now, obviously we've done a lot to the user interface. This is a complete fresh design by our amazing designer, Philip, who also developed Sphere, which you may have also seen recently. And yeah, we've gone in and we've really looked at, what did we love about Zensphere V1? What do we want to improve just purely from the usability and the optics of it. So we wanted to keep the layout because we thought that was really good and really easy to be able to see what's going on at a glance. But we wanted to make it look more modern, more clean, more fresh. And I hope you agree with us that I think we really have managed. There are two versions available for Zensphere. Let me show you the other version, which is the dark version. So this is the other incarnation of Zensphere, Zen, light and dark, all these kinds of things, right? So this is the version that you can also load. So we have either the light or the dark one. And this one, I think it has a bit higher contrast between the slider settings and the background, which can be quite nice. And it depends. If I work at night, usually I prefer to use this one because it's not so bright on the eyes. But the other one, somehow, for my taste, it's more zen, like it's more, I don't know, minimalistic, I guess is the word I would use, because there isn't so much colors and things going on in it, right? It's just more kind of clean like that. And sometimes I will also just lower my screen brightness and then in that way use the light version. Okay, so let me walk you through the other things that we've changed. And one of the main things I want to show you first is the new reverb algorithm. I'm going to just remove the delay for a sec so you can hear the reverb better. So at the bottom here, we have pretty small rooms. Let me remove all the filtering so I can make this more easy for you to hear. And as you move IR size up, they're going to get bigger. But I hope you can tell the reverbs are designed in, I made the impulse responses in such a way that they don't completely get in the way of your sound. They just add like a 3D-ness and a space, which is super nice. And here we're starting to get to the really big reverbs now. I love that. Let's keep going because we can still get a lot larger. And this one is like insane. I think it's like 40 seconds. And yeah, be careful with this model. As you can see, my CPU is peaking a bit here. I need to raise my buffer if I want to use that massive one because it's just very heavy on the CPU. So I'm going to take this down a notch just to not overdo it. I think like a 12-second reverb is enough for this demo. So of course, as you know, the way we do this at Rapid Flow is this is basically a send effect. So it's like having a mixer built into the synth. We never remove the clean sound when we do this. We just add the reverb on top, which means that you can filter the reverb. I'm going to remove this for a sec. You can filter the reverb so that it doesn't clog up your mix too much. Let's say you want it huge, but you don't want the low-end bloom. You see that? I've cut the low end. Let's say you want to like narrow the band that the reverb is able to send you sound in. You tell how it's just like this little line now, sort of reverb. So it gives you this possibility to really like narrow down how much of the reverb you want to perceive through your sound and your mix. This is known as the Abbey Road trick. It's a very nice, clean way to clean up your returns coming off of your outboard reverbs, etc. On a mixer, but we decided to implement it. You hear how like all that mud is there now from the reverb? We decided to implement this into a synth because it's just so useful. Let's bring back the delay. So nice. If you hear this, I immediately want to start making a track. So the delay is the same. Obviously we have all the timing settings and spread and feedback, the things you would expect from a delay. It's very nice to do it this way. It's very direct, very fast. I mean, Zensphere is designed for speed, but we have the same Abbey Road style trick in it. See how the delay gets like now the high frequencies coming through? Yeah, and in combination, I'm gonna go for a slightly smaller. Yeah, it's super wide, it's super huge. We've added this width control to the reverb also to make, to either have like a normal kind of more standard reverb, but if you add width, it can get huge and super wide while being mono compatible. There's a damping parameter in the reverb to make the reverb a little bit more subdued. So in combination with these filters and the damping, you can really tweak these very high-grade impulses to your taste. And because we know that impulse response reverbs have certain limitations, they're kind of a static image of many reverbs that, or many reverbs have modulation in the tail, we decided to add a chorus in the reverb signal path, which comes after the reverb. Have a listen to this. So nice now. So you can add like modulation in the reverb tail, which is, it's such a joy to be able to do that all with just 2-3 sliders. But you can also use the chorus on its own. So I can pull the reverb to the off position and now I'm just hearing the chorus. I've realized is, in combination with a little bit of delay and a little bit of the vintage slider, you can get such nice kind of weird detuned effects. Check this out. Adds such a nice wobble and life to the sound. So very, very powerful, even though it has very few parameters, but the parameters that are in there count, you know? They're not like these reverbs where it's like 50 parameters and you move something, you don't actually hear what's happening. I mean, this is meant to deliver results fast, and that really is the whole approach behind Zensphere, is to give you a possibility to get great sounds really, really fast. So the other thing that's new, as I mentioned briefly before, is the mono legato mode. We've added a few new interface topics. So for example, the sidechain curve and locking the sidechain to your BPM tempo of the track so that it's always playing a 4/4 sidechain. The drawable envelope, you can also draw curves by holding right mouse button. And over here, we also have the velocity curve of the way this patch is going to respond to MIDI notes coming in, which again, you can drag with the right mouse click. You can even go in here and draw curves, which I don't know if that's a good idea. The way that I've tuned it works really well for most patches, but if you find yourself something that's like getting too loud, you can just pull this curve down for the velocity and get the patch to sit nicer in your track. Everything else on the synth has stayed the same. I've made some new patches for it to show off the new functions and the new reverbs. The old patches, because we have a new reverb engine in place now, they're not 100% compatible, so an installation of Zensphere V2 will not overwrite your old Zensphere. I also hate it when companies do that. So this will be on top and you can shift to this, but you'll still be able to open your old projects with Zensphere V1. And we've also gone ahead and cleaned up the whole favorites and menu, etc., to just make things a bit cleaner, a bit clearer. You know, where you set your sample path and all that stuff is a bit more sorted. Now, we've kept the function where you can choose the original, let's say, source recordings without changing your sound design. So if I want to try this patch with a different synth, I could just click here and listen to the original waves underneath. Yes, so that is what you can expect from changes in Zensphere V2. Everything else has stayed the same. The quality of the sounds is exactly the same as before. As you probably know, this synth was made by sampling hardware instruments that we have here in the studio and processing it all with crazy outboard gear on the way into the computer, and everything was recorded with Prism Orpheus converters, which basically means that you get a super high-end quality of sound going directly into the computer as we recorded the sounds, and you don't have to do much anymore to fit these into a mix. You just bring up the fader and it fits against a kick or anything else that's going on there. Here to prove my point, there's nothing on the hook. And the bass, there's nothing. There's just some gain metering, or let's say gain reduction. Let me show you how it sounds against a processed kick. So I'm just adjusting a little bit the level. As you can hopefully see, besides gain, there's nothing on this going to the master. And of course, I do have my mastering and mix chain on, which is part of the DNA suite, but the sounds are designed to work in a real world mix straight off the bat without having to do anything, which is why some of the sounds at a first listen may be like, there's not as much low end as I'm maybe used to from some other VST synth or even many hardware synths, because we very often have to filter away some of the low end to fit things into an electronic music mix against the low end. I already did that on the way in very decently, so I didn't exaggerate. I used these really nice louder than liftoff chop shop EQs for this and just did a very gentle roll of the super deep low end so that sounds will fit in your mix without annihilating your kick and just fighting with everything. So this is what's new in Zensphere V2. There's also a video on the channel where I walk you through every section, what it does, how it was designed, the signal flow and everything like that. I'll ask my amazing video editor Leon to link that here and put it in the description also so you can find it if you want to know more about Zensphere. In that video also video, I'll explain a little bit more about the background of making Zensphere. So we hope you enjoy Zensphere. If you're an existing user, you will have received a special upgrade discount. If you bought it recently, you're going to get a grace period update, of course. And if you're someone new coming to Zensphere, then if you catch this video early enough, you can take advantage of the launch offer, which is over on rapidflow.shop right now. All right, we hope you enjoy this. We'll see you on the inside. Take it easy. Bye-bye.